Greetings everybody, Hinterland Customs here. This is part 2 of the build series I'm doing for the KV-2 prototype. It was a Russian heavy tank used in World War II. The way I'm presenting it is going to be in Berlin in 1945. In real life, there were only 4 of these prototypes made. They were labeled U1 through U4. I am not going to call this one U2. I do not need any grief from the band, from Bono or Edge, or any fans of the band. I'm not against the band. I just, I can't write U2 on the side of the turret, or it'll just cause too many problems. So we're going to go with U3. U1 and U2 were quick recap here. They were sent out to fight the Finnish army, and what they did with this KV-2, their whole goal, it was a bunker buster. It was not meant to fight other tanks. It was meant to blow up the bunkers that the Finnish had. Anyway, so they had this 152 millimeter howitzer that they threw into this thing. This prototype, I'll have to look it up again. Well, we'll get into tech specs later on how much it weighed. I want to say 62 tons. Heavy enough that a few of them fell through bridges, just like the Tiger 2. Anyway, yeah, very heavy tank, very slow moving. So, where else are we at? Photo etch. Hey, Lion Roar. Not a bad little set here. I haven't bought a lot of photo etch in my day, getting back into building stuff, but this set was the only one I could find that for the money got me the most. Like, there was some guys that are just selling the barrel, some are just selling the photo etch, and this was a set that sold it all, had it all in one package. So I was really happy with that. I actually picked up 2 of these. It is for the main production KV-2 and not the prototype. So there are a few pieces from one that will not be transferring. One of them would be, you see this piece right there on top of the gun mantlet. That's different than the one here. So you have little things like that come up. Then I've got these stair-step bars that they'd climb in. This was the only turret, I believe, I almost want to say in history of the tanks, that you had to climb up to get into the turret, because the Russians, they wanted you to see them coming from a mile away, apparently. So, yeah, you had to climb up. These things were a pain. I won't deny. They were just an absolute pain. The door's on and looks fine. However, I think I do need to putty and sand right here. Yeah, this is different. It's a lot different than the other one. So this one, it's angled here, and then it's angled up front here, where the main production was much more smoothed out. It just had a kind of a contour, and then it was pretty much flat on the back and the front. Aluminum barrel. On this one, of course, they've got the extra strut support things here. Anyway. Yeah, so got the screens on for the engine compartment. This is the engine, the transmission's back here. And then the wheels, we're going to cobble together some different KV wheels. And I am going to do that, not we. And I'm doing that because I thought it would be cool. I thought it would be cool to show that, because some of these wheels I have seen these broken in half, like almost like a pizza. Like there's sections of them missing, and they did break, especially if a certain shell probably hit them. Still pretty thick and robust, but regardless, we're using some different ones here. So the ones that come with the kit are these right here. And those have a large end cap on them. And then the others are from KV-1, KV-8, I think is the other one I had. So yeah, I've got a few different wheels. So that's kind of an ode to just these guys trying to patch this thing together. In real life, that didn't really happen too much. Yeah, it just didn't happen. In fact, you'd have to almost take it probably, yeah, I don't know. Just didn't happen. Half the time they get stuck in the mud or something and be done. Anyway, I won't get into that, but still a cool tank. Oh gosh, what else? Yeah, the Frill model caps. So I've got these left over from the Frill model set that I bought for the KV-1, which was for the Kursk build. And so those metal caps, that's nice. It adds a little bit of weight, but it was cool. I had some extra ones. Or I didn't use them on that one. I don't recall. I think I did. I think I had some extra ones. The fender here is, let me turn it. I won't need to turn it around. I'll just tell you. This is going to be the back over here. So it'd be the left. Oh, this isn't even the one I want. This is the one. So on this fender, I'm going to cut it off right here. So we're taking the whole front fender off here. We'll still have room for vodka boxes, fuel cells. I start talking like I'm building a race car. Diesel tanks, diesel reserve tanks, and then the toolboxes. So you've got, this is an old one that I did from back in the day. One of the toolboxes that had the big old lid on it. And then I've done some photo etch. I did a photo etch lid. It's kind of bent up. And I want to do one that's just smashed in the middle, like a tree trunk fell on it or something. So that's the nice thing that photo etch allows you to do. Here is a vodka box. These were toolboxes, and now I, for the life of me, can't remember what. There's some specific tools that went into these. But these were used as well. However, in box art and such, you rarely see these used. Some photographs have them, but most of them, most of the time, they claim that standard-wise you had to have the fuel tanks on there, and Russian tanks use diesel. So, and I might have shown this last time. I apologize for being repetitive. I don't recall, but so there's a couple tanks. One's not painted, one's painted. That's what the tanks look like, and this one didn't come with any tanks. I was kind of surprised, but they are prototypes, so they weren't really concerned with that at the time, I guess. So we're going to do that. Last two pieces here as far as Trumpeter kit. It's not bad. I did have to do quite a bit of cleanup on the wheels, but I really am focusing on this kit on every single piece, making sure it's as good as I can get it. There's a little bit of flash in the sprockets there, and then there's the seam line inside there. I do believe this would be all cast as one piece, so that is a seam line, and I sanded it. I used Tamiya putty, sanded it. Actually turned out really good. I don't have good luck doing stuff with putty all the time. I'm trying to get it back to a decent look, but that turned out all right. So anyway, Trumpeter kit wise, yeah, I wouldn't say it seems about the same build experience to me as the Tamiya kit. That was the main production one I did. So, I'd say they're pretty neck and neck. Eastern Express isn't bad, though. I mean, I've done those. The plastic isn't quite as crisp or new looking, but really, at the end of the day, when you clean it up, it's still going to be a KV-2. They're not a tank that had a lot of extra things going on. So from a model kit standpoint, you're not dealing with tons of what do I want to say, like I can't think of the word now, subcomponents, like when you're building like 17 pieces together to make one thing that goes onto that. This doesn't really have that going on. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but it just doesn't have as much going on. So anyway, that's about it. I've got the book here, but we'll go over that next time. So the next phase of this, gonna paint, start with a base coat. I've got Russian green, and it will have to have some Russian green on it, but I don't know, I'm not gonna get too overly artistic with trying to change colors or anything on this too much. I will be showing a lot of chipping and stuff. I found a really good photo. I believe it's that one. There's one that's been colorized, one that's an original color photo. The original color photo, which is the only known existing one of a KV-2 in World War II, has a great big chunk of paint out right here, like a size of that'd be, like the size of the rug in your living room. Yeah, it's a pretty big piece out there, and then there's all these scratches that sunburst out from it. And I don't know if I don't think it was from like a shell hitting it. The way it looks is more like someone either leaned something up against it over and over and over again, or maybe it was in a thicket of trees and the turret was turning and the trees are just scraping on it and stuff. Something like that effect. But as far as chipping and stuff, that's what I like about KV-2s. You see a lot of guys how they chip the German tank when they're building it. These have a different look to them with the chipping and everything. I don't know if they're using a different kind of paint. I can't, everyone is done differently probably, but I see different kinds of chipping when it comes to KV-2s. And some don't have a lot, some have a ton, but it's not just on the edges. Yeah, there's some, like that one, it's just a great big chunk of paint that's just gone right there. It's all just bare iron and whatever, and a bunch of scratches on it. So anyway, fun stuff to talk about if you like KVs and building tanks in general, maybe. that's it. We'll have more for the next build. I feel good. I'm just moving along here at a good pace, and I'm actually getting something done. So you guys all take care out there. This is Hinterland Customs, finishing up the video for part 2 of the KV-2 prototype in Berlin in 1945, the Last Dreadnought. We'll see you down the road.